Welcome back to the Code 1098 True Crime Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. This week's episode is a cold case from Middleton, Wisconsin. John Balistreri Jr. was reported missing on October 2nd, 2017. He was last seen the morning of September 15, 2017 on the 1600 block of Maple Street where he lived. That same day, all traces of him seemed to be wiped clean. The police have stated it is pretty strange and unusual when all activity ceases after just one day for most missing persons cases. They did check into his financial information and phone records. His cell phone has not been active since September 15th, and there had been no activity on any of his bank accounts. Investigators checked with John's former employers and his last known address for information but came up with nothing. Police have given statements about the case saying that to them this is most definitely not a regular missing persons case. They say he essentially just vanished. Police say John did not have access to a vehicle and did not contact any transportation services on the day he went missing. John pleaded no contest to robbing a bank in Madison, Wisconsin in 2013 prior to his disappearance. There isn't much information available about the robbery, but based on court records, the police only recovered $643 from him when they arrested him. He is alleged to have stolen $8,864 when he committed the robbery. He had numerous additional run-ins with police since the bank robbery, beginning in May or June of 2017. Over the span of a few months, he was charged in separate cases for felony possession of narcotics, OWI third offense, operating with an illegal substance, and operating while revoked. Authorities have continued to call the disappearance suspicious and strange. In October 2019, police announced that based on their investigation, there was no evidence to think that he is alive, but are still puzzled as to why a body has not been found in such an urban area. Nobody's heard from him, and there has been no contact with John. He has never reached out to his family. He was close with his sister Amy LaPlante and his 16-year-old daughter Ariana. Amy says she last saw her brother on September 11, 2017. She had him picked up from work and dropped him off at the home he was staying at on Maple Street. Amy says her brother was dealing with some personal issues and was in recovery for drug addiction. She has stated that he was considering moving back in with her. Amy said it was alarming to her that John's daughter would call and ask if she had heard from John. John's daughter told Amy that she had been texting and trying to call him all day and was not getting a response. It was at this point that Amy felt something was very wrong. Amy has made it clear that she believes foul play was involved in her brother's disappearance, saying he would not ever abandon his family. She has said that family was very important to him, and John is not the type of person that would just take off. Amy has also said that her brother's disappearance has greatly affected her everyday life. Authorities have said they have not received a tip on this case since the one-year anniversary of his disappearance. John is described as a Caucasian male, brown hair, hazel eyes. His nickname is Johnny. His ears are both pierced, and he has the following tattoos: his last name, Balistreri, in Old English script on his back, a skull with hair on the top of his right shoulder, the phrase "smile now, cry later" with masks and stars on his left arm, a worm with a hat and eyes on his upper left arm, hearts with mom and dad banners, and the name Ariana with stars on his lower left arm, and a cross on the inside of his lower right arm. If you have any information, even if you think it is unimportant, contact the Middleton Police Department by text or phone call at 608-824-7300, or you can contact the Madison Area Crime Stoppers at 608-266-6014. You can remain anonymous when giving your tips. Thank you for listening to Code 1098, giving you past, present, solved, and unsolved mysteries and murders. If you have suggestions for a case that you would like us to see featured, feel free to message us or leave a suggestion in the comments. Thanks for tuning in today. Until next week.